Shout out to Kay. Shady.
Hey, Adam.
Is it crazy for Caleb Williams to say that Rodgers and Stafford are the top two quarterbacks in the league?
I mean, like, what are we talking about here? Yeah, it's a problem. Like, he watched the same league we watch, right? And I'm just trying to figure this out because I'm just trying to think about this. All right, who's the best? He said who's the best players right now or the best quarterbacks?
He said his top quarterbacks.
Okay, so it's his opinion, so I understand that. But the respect factor is like, you know whose league this is. Not who's the best, whose league it is. Patrick Mahomes' league. Yeah. So my thing is, if it's A-Rod or if it's Matthew, that's one option, right? Or you can put them both together. Aaron and Matthew, but also Patrick Mahomes. Like, what we talking about? Because my thing is, in the league, amongst your peers, it's respect. There's some guys I might not even like, but I do respect them. Some guys I probably don't like the way they play. But, man, he a dog. I got to give him his respect, and I got to say he is that guy. For us to not say Patrick Mahomes, if we have this conversation amongst each other, that would be the first thing we're going to say is Patrick Mahomes, right? Now, she asked him, like, all right, well, you know, who do you like the way they play or how, you know, what quarterbacks you think are attributes you like? Like, things like that is cool. When we talk about who are the top guys on Caleb, who do we compare you to?
Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes. You know what? It's something bigger there. There might be something going on with Patrick Mahomes and Caleb Williams.
Conspiracy theory.
Right? I'm just thinking about it because every time...
What do you got?
What are you going to say?
Every time they ask him certain questions about the quarterbacks and et cetera, he never mentions Pat. And everybody that's asking the questions is thinking, well, Pat's probably be the first guy he's going to say, and he don't say it.
But don't you think that if he mentioned Pat, that would people would run with that and be like, oh, he thinks that?
No, because I think that's obvious.
Yeah, like...
Well, I think in this particular case...
I think this is a story just because he didn't say that.
Because he didn't say
Like, whatever his number two was wouldn't really even matter.
But I think that this is two separate thoughts, actually. Because I think he's saying Aaron Rodgers is his favorite quarterback. And then Matthew Stafford is top two in the league. And if we take those as two separate thoughts, that leaves another spot with Matt Stafford. So maybe he does think Pat Mahomes is top two. And then, but Aaron Rodgers is his favorite quarterback.
Hey, when they ask you about me, you're like, wait. But maybe she meant... the thing, because the other one,
I'm just saying,
we good at this, though. You just introduce them to a little bit of confusion, and then everybody be like, cool. But I'm here, so I feel you, Carmen. But he's grown.
I was going to say, he knows
Patrick Mahomes in the league, and he didn't say Patrick Mahomes. So
there's something there.
I'm just saying, I'm cool with him, these being his favorites, right? I'm cool with him being his favorites. He's mentioned Aaron Rodgers many times.
Yeah.
So that Aaron Rodgers is his GOAT.
He kind of like models his game a little bit after.
Yeah. That's a good player to model your game after.
It absolutely is.
All-time great. 4-time MVP. Owns that division, in fact.
Yes.
And that team particularly.
Or in Chicago.
So I'm not mad at that. I'm not even actually mad at Matthew Stafford because I think Matthew Stafford just gets nowhere near the respect or credit that he deserves.
Matthew's nice. Yeah.
But the top quarterback in the league is Patrick Mahomes.
Yes.
And then every conversation after that is just your opinion. Some people feel like Joe Burrow is number two. Some people feel Josh Allen is number two. Some people clearly think that Matthew Stafford is number two.
Matthew's up there, though.
For sure. And I wouldn't even be mad if you put him there. But you got to start with Patrick Mahomes.
If we're doing a scientific ranking of, like, who's the best, then, yeah, we do. And that I was offended for Patrick that he wasn't higher in the NFL top 100 because that's the whole NFL voting on this and in a season where they wound up winning the Super Bowl. I know when it was voted on. I don't care. He should.
So you think it was some hateration as well?
I do. But I love this for Caleb. Like, this is a concept as old as time. Like the phrase, your favorite rapper's favorite rapper. Like, we talk about this all the time. Like, people who work their craft, who have an intimate understanding of what goes into it, often have completely different opinions than the general public. And, like, you know, to keep the music analogy, like, we're not talking about sales. We're not talking about who's got the greatest legacy. We're just talking about the guys that he loves to watch play football. And if that's Aaron Rodgers and Matthew Stafford, I'm all for it because I love watching those guys play football too. I think I identify with this a lot because as a football player, not any of the other stuff he gets into, but like Aaron Rodgers has always been one of my favorite guys to watch. Yeah. And I'm with you, Joy. Matthew Stafford, I think, is one of the most underrated guys of his time as a player. So I love him giving those guys some shine. And as much as I respect Patrick Mahomes, I I don't need another reminder that he's the best. We all know that. Like, honestly,
you need to say that though.
you don't. At this point, I don't think you do. We all know he's up here.
Kiss the ring.
How?
Kiss
like,
the ring.
Every single conversation we have to like genuflect to Patrick Mahomes.
If you
We can talk about other stuff we enjoy about the NFL.
If you're not a Targaryen and you're a Stark, you need to bend the knee. I'll give you a better example. Derrick Henry. We all respect Derrick Henry, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of some of the stuff that he does, right? Like some of the way he runs, the way he reads, right? Little small running back things that a lot of running backs will agree with certain things the way he plays, right? If I had a young high school kid, he was trying to learn the running back position, I wouldn't show his tape, right? But when Derrick Henry was, even now, right, or when he was on top, I still felt the same way. But if we talk about running backs, right, he might not be one of my favorites because the way he plays the game, but I respect him, and I'm gonna make sure you know, if we go on the rankings of top 3, top 5, Derrick Henry's in there. You get what I'm saying? If my favorite running backs might be this guy, that guy, I'll give you another example. My favorite running back is Barry Sanders. He's the best running back of all time.
Totally.
So when I'm going through the top 5, top 4s, whatever, top 3s, I'm gonna give you AP, I'm gonna give you Marshall Falk, LaDainian Thompson, right? Those are my style. I like the way they play. But I'm gonna give you APs. I'm gonna give you Jim Browns. I'm gonna give you sweetness, like, because I respect them dudes, and they earn that. So even if Patrick Mahomes is not his favorites and all that, you need to show some respect. Because I paved the way for you to be #1 player in the draft.
Do you think there's anything to the fact, though, that Stafford and Rodgers are older and that Caleb sees Patrick Mahomes as more of a threat as competition? Because they're young and they're going to be in the league together for a long time.
How did I get that far though with it? I ain't even play yet.
I mean,
I'm talking about
pro athletes think
I'm
about things in unhinged ways all the time.
Yeah.
Like that's
Listen,
the nature of being a competitor.
Here's the thing. If it's your favorite, then like
you're entitled to that.
You're entitled to your favorites. But you make it clear that it's your favorites. Because look,
we'll just put Pat up here.
No, because that's what he earns. And I'll tell you this, I really feel this deeply because people get very bored and irritated with greatness. They get bored and irritated with it. They did it with Tom for the longest, and I can admit I participated in it for a long time. And then one day, Tom Brady was down in the Super Bowl and brought them back and won the Super Bowl over Atlanta in Houston. And I said, I submit. It's cool. I got no more beef. Because what I'm not going to do is watch the greatest player that's ever played the game and be mad about it. He's great, and that's just what it is. Now, do I think that everyone in the league needs to constantly be groveling? No, but it's not. It's about respect. Like, he's doing things no one else in the league is doing. Like, they're about to go on a run for a three-peat for championships, not a three-peat for an MVP or like the most passing yards in the league, rings and things. Like, I don't. Even the hater stuff that you're talking about with the top 100 or like, why do we always have to say it? Because I'm that guy. You can start the conversation about with everybody else. But like, yeah, that's what greatness is. Greatness deserves that.
You know what I think my thing is? And I refuse to be labeled a Chiefs hater. I won't tolerate it. I've ridden with the Chiefs for years. I was a fan of Pat's game when he was at Texas Tech. Like I like Taylor Swift. I'm down with the Swifties. Like you will not label me a Chiefs hater. It won't happen. But I am so confident and comfortable with Patrick Mahomes' greatness that I don't need to hear it. I'm just like, yeah, I know. And anybody that disagrees, I just know they're wrong. It's not even an argument worth having. So I don't need to hear it every day. I'm just like, yeah, Caleb likes Matt Stafford. I think that's cool.
I mean, there's one thing, right? Because it's my last day. It might be somebody out there that hasn't watched Patrick Mahomes play yet. And I don't want you, right, to fool them. Because they might need to know
who Caleb Williams is. How would they not see
I'm just saying, look, Michael Jordan always say, it's the reason why I play all them games, right, every season, is because there might be a kid out there that didn't see me play. Might have heard about me, but they didn't really see me. So I need you to inform them that the best player in football is Patrick Mahomes. without a doubt.
He didn't say best. He just
said his favorites.
Yeah, it's his favorite.
Yeah.
That's all
I'm cool with these.
And then the rivalry.
I'm cool with them being his.
Positive.
Well, yeah, there's no rivalry.
I mean, I'm just
I didn't say there was
is this
a
what's
rivalry.
going on in his head? That's all I'm saying.
There's no rivalry.
That wouldn't be the craziest thing
I
I've
was
ever
gonna say
heard
that
a
would
pro
not be the
athlete
craziest.
like say as a way of motivating himself.
Yeah.
No.
All these guys manufacture motivation.
I mean, I was competitive as it gets, but like I know it's levels to it. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to earn that right. You know what? I won the #1 pick overall, so maybe it might be a little different. Right?
That's rarefied air. I don't know.
Well, all he's saying is his favorites. You're allowed to have your favorites.
I'm not speaking for Caleb.
You're allowed to have your favorites. But we just wanted to make it clear that the best player in the league is Patrick Mahomes.
Which I agree
There's
with.
no argument there. None.
Subscribe here to get the latest from Speak, and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.